watching Oahu, Channel 52.
Aloha, welcome to Hawaii Hobbies and Crafts. And we have lots of crafting to do today and lots of hobbies. First, I'd like to introduce Sue Laufer, and she's going to be sharing with us, I think she said, homemade scrapbooking, right?
Homemade scrapbook. Yeah.
Homemade scrapbook, okay? And that's very interesting because our next show, she'll be showing how to do the scrapbooking part on the inside, okay? Well, and we'll also have Rangel. Thank you, Rangel. And she's going to be sharing two beautiful new lays that we're going to be sharing with all of you tonight or today. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, first we'll have Sue. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Carol.
Oh, so exciting.
Thanks for having me back.
Sure. Thanks for being with us. And we have the holidays coming up closer and
know.
closer. Yeah?
I know.
Wow.
I'm going
Okay.
to show you how to make a homemade scrapbook.
Okay.
And they're small, they're easy, and they're really fun.
Okay.
I have a couple examples, first of all. The one in the front is a happy birthday one. What these scrapbooks are for is if you have just a couple pictures from an event that you would like to give to somebody as a gift. For instance, with the happy birthday one, if you attended a birthday party and you wanted to give the person whose birthday it was a little scrapbook, you could make this very easily with just a few pictures. And then the next one is a school one, which throughout the year, when your student, the child, is going through the school year, you can scrapbook all the pictures and put them in there and maybe give it to the teacher at the end of the year as a gift.
Oh, how nice.
And the third one I have is a more masculine one, and it's for a camp out. If you went for a family outing to Bellows or something like that, and it just has, like I said, a couple places inside. You can put 3 or 4 pages of pictures inside. And as you mentioned on the next show, I'll be sharing the actual innards of the scrapbook. But depending on how the cover is made, the color, and the tying of the binding, it changes the whole look. This one is a ribbon, and then this one is tied with jute. And you can also use raffia or wire, all kinds of different things.
Great.
Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is actually make the front of the scrapbook. And then a little bit later, I'm going to go through and explain the measurements, the actual measurements.
Oh, wonderful.
So the viewers may want to get a pen and a piece of paper so that you can write down the actual measurements of the paper.
Great.
Okay, first of all, we're going to, I pre-stamped the bear and the verse in black ink, and I'm going to color him in, and I'm going to use chalks today. Chalks are really easy and they're fun. Usually with an open image, putting the color on there, you can do it lots of different ways with a watercolor brush or with a marker, but tonight we're going to use chalks. And I like to use the special Q-tips that you can get in the cosmetic section. There's a flat edge and a really pointy edge rather than a normal Q-tip. And all you do is just put a little bit of color on the Q-tip, and then I use like a circular motion to apply the color.
Cute.
Like that. And you just go up. We're going to get a little more color.
Boy, it just comes alive that way.
Yeah, it really does. And the nice thing about chalks is that they're very forgiving. If you go outside the lines by accident, it's very easy to fix them. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute.
Okay.
Put a little bit more color on here. And we'll do his face. Just like that. Now let's say we want to do some extra shading. Instead of just having the one color brown, I can go up here and pick up a little bit of dark and add some shading. See how that changes the color?
Yes. Oh, that's nice.
And it's really easy. I mean, it's, whoops, wrong brown. Go up there to the dark.
Now, how permanent is this chalk?
It will be on there forever. And I'm going to show you how to set it also. Because you want to set your chalk so that it doesn't rub off on anything.
I see.
If you put a scrapbook in an envelope to send it to someone, or if you're going to chalk the actual layout before you put it into the page protector, you want to make sure the chalks don't rub off onto the plastic.
Yes.
Okay, so now we've got the chalks on there. And I went outside the line here, so I'm just going to use my chalk eraser and just rub right there, and it takes it off. Is that easy?
Wow.
Anytime you just want to touch it up, you just put the eraser there and it'll lift up the color.
Great.
So that's the brown. Now this is what the finished one looks like. I did, here I'll put this down where it's up. I can put it still. I did two-tone green, did a little bit of orange on the pumpkin, and once he's all done, to set him, all you need to do is turn it over. This is a newsprint pad that any craft store will sell. They have lots of different sizes, and it's real absorbent. So you take the chalk and you just press your hand in a circular motion. The paper doesn't move, the hand does.
I see.
And that way the excess chalk goes into the newsprint.
Wow.
And it will stay there.
Like a blotter.
Right.
Ah,
Right.
great.
And one of the nice little tricks that I like to share is that when you have a stamped image like this where the bear is sitting, you want to make sure that it appears like he really is grounded on something, that he's not kind of levitating. So what I like to do is take gray or black or whatever and rub it on the bottom here to give him some earth or something to sit on. Okay, it's just another little trick. So I'm going to go ahead and set that again. Okay,
Wow.
and then I just took the corners and cut them off. Tag art is really popular now, so I just kind of made it look like a little tag. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take my black marker. This is a real fine line marker. And I'm just going to put an outline around the edges.
Hey, you draw straight.
No, I don't.
You're great.
What this does, Carol, is it brings the eye into the image and to the verse.
That's a great idea.
It's like having a frame on a picture.
Wow. Just
Just
gives it
kind
a
of-
nice finish.
Yeah, and you don't need a ruler or anything. You just draw around like that.
Great.
And then the next thing I'm going to do is take my sponge. I think I did this in a previous show. And I'm just going to crinkle up the sponge and dip it in the black ink. And I'm going to add another border. What this does is, again, keeps the eye on that bear.
Gosh,
Gives it
that's
more of a
cute.
frame.
Yeah. Nice. Clever. Neat.
Okay, so now he's ready to go. And now I'm going to put some glue on the back of him. Just put some dots of glue on the back. And I'm going to glue him to this piece of black
Oh, wow.
so that it really stands out.
Gee,
Okay? So, whoops, stay on there now.
great.
Okay, we'll put that aside for a second. Next, I have a piece of orange cardstock that I cut, and I'm going to show you how to make it look distressed or old. It's just kind of a fun look. You take very fine sandpaper, and you just rub.
One direction?
Yep.
Oh,
And you'll notice that it takes the color off, gives it kind of that old look.
wow.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
On the camping one, I did it to the brown, the back
I
here
see.
with the sandpaper. And it
Yeah.
really makes it look,
Uh-huh.
just has a little more texture to it. Okay?
Great.
Then we're going to put some glue on the back. I'm going to use a little bit heavier duty glue for this one. And we're going to glue this to the green. I pre-stamped this with some stars, purple and oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and how big is that paper?
This is 6 by 6.
Uh-huh.
The green is 6 by 6, and the orange is 6 by 2.
Okay.
Okay?
Ah.
And then I'm going to put the bear on here. Put a little glue. Oops. Go over here and use the black one. I'm just switching my different glues here.
Okay.
And then we'll add our tag to the front.
Cute.
Like that. Okay, now that's essentially the front of your scrapbook before we do the binding. And we're going to put that aside for now, and I'm going to show you how to assemble or how to make the binding. Okay, this is where the measurement part comes in.
Okay.
What you need are 2 pieces of cardstock, 7 3/4 by 6 3/4. That's your front and your back. And then you need another strip that is, let me double check, 6 3/4 by 2 1/4.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the actual piece that is here on the binding.
I see.
Okay? Now, what you want to do in order to make sure that it all lines up correctly is take a page protector and line it up. Whoops, sorry, I know I'm probably moving too fast. I'm going to line this up like so and make pencil circles so that I know where to punch on the inside of the front and the back. So I've got the 2 little holes, okay? And I'm also going to score these with my scoring blade.
Oh, yes.
So that makes the nice fold, okay? On this one, on the binding first, you want to score at 1 inch. So I'm laying this down on the 1 inch. And see, it makes there's actually a crease in the cardstock.
Nice.
Then I'm going to turn it around this way and do another inch, like so. So now I have 2 little score marks. And then on this one, this is my front, I'm just going to score 1 inch from the edge. And that creates this fold here. Okay? So now I can lay this down here. Like that. So I have my 1 inch in on the front only and 1 inch on the binding. Okay, so now my scoring is all done. And what I want to do next is use a 1/8 inch hole punch. And whoops, let me put these together. This way you're making sure that they're equal. Yeah.
You can punch both at the same time.
Right. Whoops, I need that punch to be where I can see where the little hole is. Like that.
It's tiny.
Yeah, it is. It's just 1/8 inch. Like that. Okay. And then, same thing on this one. I laid the page protector up against it so that I would have an exact measure. And I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Great.
Okay. So that's all the punching that is done and the scoring. And then I'm going to add some more stamping to this. We can't get enough stamping. So I'm just going to add some, let's see, I want to make sure I don't stamp upside down. We're going to add some jack-o'-lanterns in purple. Carol, this is one of the few times that you can use purple and orange together at this time of year. It's purple and green and orange are very complementary for Halloween.
Good.
So I have fun with it. I like to use purple.
Now, you just made a comment when you stamped this. You said, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't upside down. How did you know it wasn't?
Well, I cheated and stamped the stars at home so that I would remember not to stamp them upside down. Because this is my front
I see.
and this is my back.
Oh, okay.
So I want to make sure that they match up.
Yes, Oh,
Okay.
good.
Now let's add a couple bows. Like that.
Cute.
Okay. So now we've got our front and back cover stamped. All right?
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm going to fast forward again
Okay.
and come over here to a finished one. And assembly is really easy. I kind of got this started, and the order that you put the ribbon through, this is 3 feet of ribbon. If you're going to use jute, just start out with 3 feet. It's
Okay.
easy, or raffia, okay? And I fed the ribbon through the back, through the back binding, through the back cover, through the back of all the page protectors,
Okay.
and then through the front, and through the front binding. So now that part is all ready to go. And then you just do the same with this one. So I'm going to put this through. And my little trick with the organza ribbon isn't really a trick, but organza ribbon really frays when you the end of it. So if getting it through these little 1/8 inch holes, if you have a problem, that's why you just trim it off. So you keep a pair of scissors handy.
Oh, I see.
Because it might fray so much that you might need to just
Manicure it a little bit more.
Right,
Huh?
exactly.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so there's my back cover. Now I'm going to take it, I'm going to trim this off a little bit.
I think this idea is so nice, you know, I'm thinking of even for my grandson, they have,
Right.
at preschool, they have little parties and things going on. And
Well-
parents come in and take little snapshots and
Oh,
then they give
yeah.
it to the child, to all the children in the class.
Well, for someone who isn't quite sure that they want to get into scrapbooking, this is a great way to introduce it to them.
It's a
Where they
mini.
can see, now granted, they're making their own cover, but they can make an album real quickly. It's real personal because they've got the season, whatever the occasion is. For a family reunion, you can make your cover. Your cover could even be a photo if you wanted it to be. Okay,
think
so
it's a
now
great-
all my ribbons are through the little 1/8 inch holes, and I'm going to draw this up and tie it. And you can put your little
Finger.
index finger there. That's why it's good to have a friend when you're doing this. Oops. I like organza ribbon because it doesn't wrinkle and show the creases. You know how some ribbons do
Yes.
that. This way you can just tie it up, fix it, and trim.
It looks great.
And then you've got your scrapbook all ready to give to someone.
Great.
So that would be
good.
great for a pumpkin patch
I like
visit.
how you did that too.
Yeah, little tag
Yeah,
art. there.
tag art.
It's great for if you were taking the kids or the grandkids to the pumpkin patch, you can make your own little scrapbook. With,
I think that is so wonderful.
Just a few little pages of pictures.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is so nice.
Have fun.
Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome,
Great.
Carol.
Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to have Renjao. Hi, Renjao. And she's going to be sharing. I'd like to have Sue come back. Very good. And I want to thank Renjao. Very good. Sue, thank you so much. I
You're
think
very welcome.
this is such a wonderful, cute idea.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's really great because I think it's just so perfect, as you said, to give a picture for that moment, you know, and it's great. A couple of pages and that's great.
Yeah.
Renjao, thank you for sharing these gorgeous dressy lace. And I want to thank all of you. Do see our show again. Thank you. Bye.